Hey y'all, happy Wednesday. I wanted to make this video to give an update to a video that I posted last Tuesday. I'm gonna try to make this as quick as possible. You will have to go back and watch the video on last Tuesday that I posted in order to catch up, to know what I'm talking about. So you all, we kind of ended off where I became emotional because I had this narrative pop back in my head because I always wanted to be in the field of the arts, but of course, wasn't able to go in the field because my mom said no. And you can hear more of that in the last video I posted. So anyway, after I made that video on last Tuesday, pretty much came back in the house and do what I normally do, which is a way of mindful living, and I let it go. I did what I had to do to let it go, and that's what I did. So let's move to Wednesday. Fast forward to Wednesday. Wednesday, my husband went to an association meeting for his profession. So he's in HR, so he had to go to his monthly or quarterly meetings. I forget what they are. So he goes to the meeting, and he ends up sending me a text, and I'm working. So I get the text, I read it, and it says that it says you should have attended this meeting, not me. So I say question mark, question mark. I don't know what he's talking about, but anyway, I went on back to working. So he calls me not long after he sent the text, and he says, "You will not believe what just happened, who I met." And I was like, "Who?" He said, "I was sitting beside the executive director of the organization that was in the magazine you showed me yesterday." I said, "What?" He said, "Yes." He said, she was holding the magazine in her hand. She was actually sitting beside me, holding the magazine in her hand. And I said to her, "My wife showed me that magazine yesterday." And she said to him, "Who is your wife?" And so he told her about me and what I do, that I'm mental health is my area of work, but I also utilize wellness, mindfulness in terms of the healing process. I'm a yoga teacher, meditation teacher, and all of that. And he was talking to her, and she just lit up, he said. And she said, "Oh, man." And she said, "Oh, I need to meet your wife." And he was like, "Oh, well, I can share your information with her." And so she ends up giving my husband a card. And he brought the card home, and he said, "Call her immediately. She's expecting a call from you." And I'm like, "What?" He was like, "This is the woman that's in the magazine that you were reading about. It's over a lot of the arts within the county." And I was like, "What?" And yeah, go call her. And I'm like, what am I going to say to this woman? And he said, "Just call and see what happens." So I go out and I give her a call. I say, I didn't know how to pronounce her name. So I say, "This is Leticia Lorian. You met my husband on today." And she immediately said, "Yes." And she was so excited. And automatically it made me easy for her to talk, for me to talk to her. But she was super excited, and she said, "I was looking forward to talking to you. I put it on my to-do list today." She was like, "I'm so glad you reached out to me." She said, "We have to meet." And I said, "Okay." And she said, "I also got a position open." She said, "I don't know if you would want it, but we got a position open, but we could talk more about it when we meet." And I was like, and so I'm on the other end like, "What?" And I was like, I'm sure I'm not qualified for any position that she got. That's what I'm saying in my head. But I said, "Okay." And she said, "Yeah." And she told me where to go to look on the site. Anyway, and we decided to meet on Friday. So let's fast forward to Friday. Friday, I meet with her. Y'all, I'm just gonna make a long story short. We met for a long time. We're talking. And I also met with the curator of the gallery there. They work out of a art gallery. And so, long story short, you all are currently listening to one of the program coordinators for the St. Lucie Cultural Alliance. Yo, I'm in awe still. So I am going to be a part of the team. Um, and so it's two of us as program coordinators. The other program coordinator, what she does is she's going to be over arts education programming within the county. And the executive director said she's assigning me to be over the arts and mindfulness, the integration of it. And so what I'll be doing is designing programming, designing events that are centered around the arts and mind, body, and soul. And I'm working out of the gallery, the art gallery, which I'm super excited about because it's so cool there. And that was one of the things that I read in the magazine initially that got me so emotional. I was like, man, this is awesome. And what they're doing as an organization is awesome. And really one of their key missions is to just continue to make the arts prevalent and spread the arts within the county, as well as supporting the artists that are here. And I am just in awe, and I'm so super excited to be working for this team. I'm already working on the event, so you all are going to be seeing a lot in terms of postings and things like that when it comes to the arts, because that's going to be one of my roles, is coordinating those events and programming. I just can't believe it, and it's not for me to believe because it's all God. And I think that's what I want to hone in on and highlight in all of this is God's work and how creative He is. And He's such a designer, because you could have never told me I would have been able to work on a team centered around the arts. Yeah, I wouldn't have even been able to fathom what I would be doing. And so it went from, y'all, me being late, taking my daughter to school, to a point where I had to go sign her in at the office, to exiting the school door, seeing this magazine. There was only one magazine left on the rack that said Art St. Lucie, and dropping my son off, and instead of zooming off like I usually do, I sat in the car for a minute, picked up the magazine, started reading it, got a little emotional because it was awesome what the organization was, their mission, what they were doing in the community. And it went from that to my husband sitting beside the exact woman I was reading about, and the executive director who was over this awesome place, this organization. He just happened to be sitting beside her that day. She just happened to be holding that magazine that I showed him the day before, because normally he wouldn't have said nothing to the woman. and to her just being so open and excited, and to us meeting, and the position being open, and me being able to step into it, and her allowing me to step into it, and how she feels like this is all a God sent, because she even said that day she didn't feel like going to that meeting on that Wednesday, but some said go, and she did, and she felt like that position has been open for me. And she is super excited that I am on the team, and I'm super excited as well to see what God is going to do in this position of mine, and how He is going to assist me in enhancing the culture within the organization, as well as the arts within the community, but not only just the arts, but the incorporation of mindfulness within the arts. It's just all God. And so I just wanted to get on here, y'all, and for those of you who are struggling, who got a bunch of questions, who feel like you in the darkness right now, y'all, God got us. Like, if you are open to it and you allow Him to, He got you. All you got to do is have faith and trust in Him, and surrender and let go, and let Him take the wheel. and you just sit back and trust, and he does his thing. And I'm a witness and an example of it. And I just wanted to share this journey with y'all, which is why I jumped on here again to tell you the part 2 that I didn't even expect. But like I said, God is awesome. So I just want to end on saying, just trust him. All right. Y'all take care.